All right, everyone, grab a seat, get your notebooks out, and let's get dialed in. Welcome to our emergency, high-stakes, final exam explainer session. Tomorrow is the big day, and as your professor, my absolute #1 goal right now is to make sure you nail these heavily tested concepts. We're cutting out all the fluff today. We're focusing strictly on the high-yield A&P topics that you are practically guaranteed to see on that final exam. Let's get to work.
Okay, let's dive into this. We are going to sprint through 5 crucial systems today. We've got the digestive system and nutrition, urinary system and nephrons, reproductive anatomy and labor, immunity and body defenses, and finally, genetics and cell division. You literally need to know these 5 categories cold for tomorrow's test. If we get these down, you are going to be in incredibly good shape. So let's kick things off with Section 1, digestive system and nutrition. Trust your gut on these exam facts. I want you to pay very close attention to structural layers and tricky organ functions here. Okay, picture the digestive tract like a giant multi-layered tube. You've got 4 concentric layers to memorize. There's the mucosa right on the inside, then the submucosa, the muscularis, and finally the serosa on the very outside. But listen to me carefully here. If you only remember one single thing from this section, make absolutely sure it's the muscularis. This specific smooth muscle layer is what's responsible for peristalsis. You know, those rhythmic wave-like contractions that actually push food through your gut. Which layer drives peristalsis is a massive, massive exam target. Don't miss it. Now, I need to warn you about a classic negative knowledge trap. Multiple choice exams absolutely love asking you what an organ does not do. The liver is a powerhouse, right? It produces bile, detoxifies the blood, it stores iron, glycogen, and your fat-soluble vitamins. But let me punch this fact right now. The liver does not store calcium. Seriously, no way. That is the job of your bones. When you see stores calcium as an option for liver function tomorrow, you cross it out immediately.
Let's shift to vitamins for a second. A hugely popular test topic is vitamin C specifically. Why? Well, unlike vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are fat-soluble and neatly stored away in your tissues, vitamin C is water-soluble. Your body absolutely cannot store it. It's like trying to hold water in a sieve. Whatever excess you have literally just washes right out in your urine. Because of that, you have to consume it every single day. And if you don't, that specific deficiency directly causes scurvy. Lock those 2 concepts together in your brain, water-soluble and scurvy.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 2, the urinary system and nephrons. We're looking at filtration, pathways, and common confusions. Anatomy gets really tangled here, so let's untangle it. I want everyone to put a massive star next to this one in your notes. The ureter and the urethra are the 2 most commonly confused structures on urinary system exams. They just sound too similar. But here is your fail-proof memory trick. Pay close attention to how they end. Ureter has an ER sound. Ureter ER means it exits the kidney, carrying urine just down to the bladder. Urethra, on the other hand, has that hard R-raw sound. Raw means it goes all the way out. It exits the body entirely. Keep those 2 distinct, and you literally just bought yourself an easy point. And here is another huge negative knowledge trap to watch out for. The urinary system does an amazing job at removing metabolic waste, it balances your electrolytes, it regulates your blood pH, it's a busy system. But if you see an option that claims the urinary system maintains blood oxygen levels, do not fall for it. That is strictly the job of the respiratory system. You have to keep your body systems strictly in their own lanes for this exam. Shifting gears now to Section 3, reproductive anatomy and labor. We're zeroing in on terminology and the sequence of birth. I'm telling you right now, mastering your medical prefixes here is half the battle. Let's contrast 2 specific inflammatory conditions right away, because they are practically guaranteed to show up. Salpingitis and oophouritis. I know, they sound like alphabet soup, but let's break them down. The prefix salping simply means tube. So, salpingitis is inflammation of the uterine or fallopian tubes. On the flip side, oophore refers specifically to the egg-bearing organ, so oophouritis is inflammation of the ovaries. Don't let the complex medical jargon freak you out. Just read the prefix.
Okay, let's walk through the chronological steps of labor. You have to know all 4 of these in order. Stage 1 goes from the onset of contractions to full dilation. Stage 2 is full dilation right up to the actual delivery of the baby. Stage 3 is the expulsion of the placenta, and Stage 4 is the recovery period. Now, I am explicitly warning you right now, do not mix up Stage 2 and Stage 3. It happens all the time. The baby exiting is Stage 2, The placenta exiting is stage 3. Memorize that exact sequence. Before we wrap up reproduction, I have to point out this highly specific piece of trivia that routinely pops up on finals. During embryonic development, our tissues form from 3 distinct germ layers, right? Ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. The exam will try to trick you by asking what the mesoderm does not form. The classic answer? The urinary bladder. The bladder is actually derived from the endoderm. Mark that down, it's a lifesaver.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next topic, Section 4, Immunity and Body Defenses. We'll be defending against tricky distractors. This section requires rigorous categorization, not just rote memorization. I'm going to slowly and methodically map this out because understanding natural versus artificial and active versus passive is the absolute master key to acing this section. Imagine a 2x2 grid in your mind. Natural means it happens organically out in the world. Artificial means it requires some kind of medical intervention. Active means your own body does the hard work to manufacture the antibodies. Passive means you're just handed the antibodies, ready to go. So think about it. Contracting a disease in the wild, that's natural active. Getting maternal antibodies transferred through breast milk, natural passive. What about getting preformed antivenom injected after a snakebite? That's artificial passive. See how they fit together?
So, let's treat this like an interactive pop quiz. I'll give you a second to think. A patient receives an annual flu shot. Which of those 4 types of immunity does this represent? Visualize the grid? Okay, time's up. It's artificial active immunity. It's artificial because it's a medical vaccine injected into you, and it's active because that vaccine stimulates your own immune system to do the heavy lifting of building those antibodies.
Next up, inflammation. There are exactly 4 cardinal signs of inflammation you need to lock in: heat, redness, swelling, and pain. Now listen to this critical note of warning. I'm strictly ruling out nausea right now. Sure, nausea might happen when you're feeling sick overall, but it is absolutely not a localized cardinal sign of inflammation. It is a wildly popular wrong answer choice on these exams. Do not check that box.
So, the crucial point is we've made it to the final stretch. Section 5, Genetics and Cell Division, the blueprint of the final exam and literally the building blocks of life.
You have to know the fundamental difference in outcomes between these 2 cellular division processes. They are not the same. Mitosis is for your regular body cells. It produces 2 perfectly identical cells that maintain the full human count of 46 chromosomes. Meiosis, however, is a totally different ballgame. It's exclusively for creating gametes, your sperm and eggs. Its entire job is to reduce the chromosome number by exactly half, down to 23. Why? So that when fertilization happens, 23 plus 23 gets you right back to a normal, healthy 46. But what happens when that complex process kinda hiccups? Consider the number 47. 47 is the total number of chromosomes present in a trisomy condition. Tri means 3, right? Meaning, instead of the normal pair, you actually have 3 copies of a specific chromosome. That extra one brings the total count up to 46 instead of 46. Down syndrome, which is clinically known as trisomy 21, is the classic example you will most likely be tested on tomorrow.
Now, what's really interesting about this next concept is the actual sequence of gene expression. We flow from DNA through transcription to messenger RNA, and then through translation. It's an elegant assembly line. But the exam question will inevitably ask, what is the ultimate final product of a gene? No matter how many intermediate steps they list out to confuse you, the final product of any functional gene expression is always a protein.
Okay, get ready to have your mind blown right before test day. Out of all the DNA tightly coiled up inside your chromosomes, only a tiny microscopic fraction, literally less than 2%, actually consists of functional genes that code for those proteins we just talked about. Just 2%. To put that into perspective, it's like having a massive textbook where only 1 page actually has words on it.
Which leaves us with this incredible thought. You guys have mastered the essential concepts today, and I know you are completely ready to ace tomorrow's exam on that 2% of functional DNA. But it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What profound secrets, regulatory functions, and evolutionary history are hiding in the other 98% of your genome that scientists used to just casually dismiss as junk DNA? I hope that sparks your curiosity to keep exploring this incredible science long after you crush this test tomorrow. Get some sleep tonight, trust your preparation, and good luck on the final, everyone. You are going to do great.